Hey, welcome back everybody. So today we're gonna travel to Northern Africa. We are doing a dish called Shakshuka. Traditionally what it is, it's a Turkish Northern African dish that's served for breakfast. But today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put my spin on it. We're actually gonna poach a nice white fish in there as well. We're gonna start by getting our vegetables prepared. We're gonna do some zucchini. And we're just gonna give it a real nice dice. We're gonna keep it rustic, which basically is just a fancy term for thick diced vegetables. So we leave the skin on because actually that is where a lot of your nutrients comes from these fresh vegetables. Now we're gonna dice up some garlic. Again, we don't want it super fine because the complexities of this dish is the layers of flavor you get. So it's gonna be a little sweet, it's gonna be a little smoky, it's gonna be a little earthy, it's gonna be a little spicy. This is definitely something we've put on the menu here at BriteLife. It's always been a big hit. A lot of people, when they first see it or you first tell them about it, they're like, we're gonna have what? Shakshuka, friends. It's fantastic. So, some bell peppers. Everybody wonders why I cut a pepper like that, right? Just cut down the side. So again, nothing here is gonna be a super fine dice. We wanna keep it rustic. So I actually, in restaurant I had worked in before, was owned by a Turkish gentleman, and he actually introduced me to the dish. And the more I did it, the more I'm like, man, this could be so much more. And that's where I started to kind of put my spin on it and poach the fish in there. He had choice words for me because, you know, this is not how it's done there. But once he tried it, he loved it. That's one of the joys of cooking. Whether professionally or just at home, you start out with a base and you just see where it takes you. So again, you can see nothing here has been crazy as far as, you know, chiffonade, julienne, bâtonnet, all those fancy cuts that chefs like to talk about or you watch on TV. This is super rustic, very traditional, and that's how I like to keep it. So we got all of our vegetables cut. We're gonna go ahead and slice our lemon down for later. And I'll show you why. Got one more thing we're gonna add here, and we're really doing this just as a garnish. It's just an English cucumber. And why an English cucumber to garnish with? Because of the complexities of the flavors in this dish, and it will have some heat to it. That bite of cucumber there at the end really just ties everything together. Ties your sweet, your smoky, your earthy, your heat. It really just, they all play well together. We're gonna go ahead and get our oil in the pan, get that to shimmer before we go ahead and add our vegetables to it. I have a secondary pan over here because what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover that up when it comes time to poach the fish and the eggs together. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get everything in there. Get it all mixed nice and together there. We're gonna start to add our spices to it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some dark chili powder, some crushed red pepper flakes, a good handful of smoked paprika, an even bigger handful of cumin. And the beauty of this, you can get as crazy as you want with the spices. We're just gonna add a little bit of cayenne. And then last but not least, some ground cinnamon. The smells coming off of here are fantastic. You can already smell everything starting to mingle together, and you can definitely smell that smoky, sweet, earthy. Can't really get the spicy out of it yet, but the cinnamon really ties it all together. So as you can see, we kind of got a paste going at the bottom of the pan. And what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna add the tomatoes to it, and that's gonna deglaze the pan. And all that means is we're taking a liquid And we're using that to get all those flavors off the bottom of the pan. Kind of get in there, get any super big chunks out of it. Now, if you take notice, the one thing I did not add to this dish is salt. You're gonna get your natural saltiness from the tomato. You're gonna hit it with some fresh lemon juice. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw our lemon slices in with it. Oh, it smells great. I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our fish, just using a nice piece of cod. And the key is to get it down into that sauce. And then we're gonna cover it up. Let that poach in there and absorb all those flavors. Now what that's doing is all that liquid and that fish are absorbing all those flavors. That sauce is gonna start to thicken up the longer it sits on there and renders down. So it'll be a nice, almost like a stew consistency. We got that going nice and strong. Like I said, about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our egg to it. Strategically, put the egg throughout the dish. And then we're gonna cover it back up and let it simmer some more until those eggs and fish are completely poached. You can see steam coming out, so we are well into that process of getting everything finished off. Those eggs are just about perfect. We got about 2 to 3 minutes left on that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add our feta cheese in there for that creamy aspect. Cover it back up. We're gonna lower that heat some and let the steam do its job. And we're really looking for a nice runny yolk, but we want the whites to be fully cooked. And there we go, our eggs are poached. We're gonna go ahead and bring this off the stove. Again, it's a family style dish. It's not gonna be plated super fancy on a nice dinner plate. We're gonna serve it in a skillet just as you would get it over there. All right, guys, now that we're all finished up here, we're gonna go ahead and just finish it off with our fresh cucumber. Again, not a crucial part of the dish. I like to add it for that nice cold crunch. And again, it's just something that plays well with all the other flavors. Guys, thanks for tuning in again. Stay tuned, we're gonna have more coming your way. And again, if there's anything you would like to see us to do, comment below and we'll see how we can accommodate.